It's never changed. It's never changed. It's the same thing over and over and over and over. It's just never good. It wasn't funny the first time.
Toucher and Hardy, mornings on the Sports Hub.
Hardy, what are we going to do here? You're a man of the streets. You're a man of who enjoys a great value.
I just love the neighborhood values, Fred, more than anything, and the fact that there are people out there willing to part with items, sometimes at no cost at all.
In a time of ever-expanding global commerce, one remnant of small-town America has endured. A tradition among neighbors that proves the only true currency is kindness. And to be free, one must give of oneself. But alas, there are times when actual legal tender must be exchanged for goods and services. It is with this in mind that we now engage in the ultimate utopian test. Live free or buy.
Live free or buy, thanks to some wonderful platforms. You can find items for sale or sometimes just for free in your very own neighborhood. I will tell you about the item. I'll give you the description of the listing, and then you gentlemen will have to decide whether or not it is for free or whether it is for sale and at what cost.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Yep.
Remember the cautionary tale of giving away a treadmill, as my wife decided to do on New Year's Day, 3 days before the start of this show. And she allowed those foxes into the hen house, gave it away on the Facebook Marketplace, and then clicked on the link of the person who was coming by to pick it up, saw that maybe he was involved in some nefarious activities, and I said, oh, God, we can't let this guy in the house. So I tried to wheel it up the backyard myself out of the basement, managed to slip, fall, still convinced I had cracked ribs as a result. But that all came from trying to give away a treadmill. Will this person in Grafton Center fall into the same trap? Treadmill, it's old but functional, can be loud, it's in our basement, and can be wheeled out into the driveway. That gives me PTSD. We will help load it up. Is this for sale or is this free?
It sounds to me like they're doing their best to just get rid of it. It's a pain in the ass to have. I'm going to say free.
Well, first of all, why did you guys get rid of your treadmill?
Nobody was using it, and I don't know. You'd have to ask Marcy. She just wanted it out of the house.
Okay, but who bought it?
Nobody bought it. I gave it away. We gave it away.
No. Who bought it from your family and when?
We probably bought it in 2007.
Okay, and it was a good one?
It was all right.
And no one wanted to run, even on these winters, the long winters we have here in New England.
No.
All right. Just giving things away.
Do you do a lot of running?
We had a treadmill we still do it. My ex-wife has a treadmill, and they do use it. So, yeah, they've used it. That's the second treadmill, as a matter of fact. I gave... wish I could go back and not give it, because very close to the end of my marriage, I had purchased a treadmill for the family. Oh. Had I known.
I remember buying that treadmill and the guy saying, like, this one is the one you want because, it's got a little cushioning there on the back end, but you don't want too much cushioning because then you're wasting a lot of energy as that thing compresses. And I said, isn't the whole point of this device to waste energy? I'm not entering a treadmill competition. I don't need the best treadmill to make a time. Yeah. I'm just trying to get on this thing like a gerbil.
Well, it also seems if it had cushioning, it would be better for your joints, unless I'm wrong.
Yeah, but he said that's no good. It's too much energy is being wasted when you go down on it.
Well, well, listen, that's his business. I mean, he's selling treadmills. It seems like they are. See, John's is getting from that they are trying to get rid of it, so that's why they're offering all these services. It seems like it would be the opposite would be true. If I'm giving it away, I'm like, just come get it. Like, the whole reason for me to get rid of it is for just you to come get it. That if I'm willing to help you load it and everything, that I'm asking for some cash. Again, I would imagine John's wrong, which is, I mean, this is kind of how these games go. He gets information and he incorrectly deciphers it. And
He's
so-
getting so much better at deduction. Let me spare anyone else you circling the airport on this one, Fred. John is right. It is free. Absolutely
Take
free.
that, Mr. Know-It-All.
Good one, John.
Thanks.
I think he's lying.
Okay.
He doesn't know.
How about it?
Game is rigged.
You know what you
Yeah.
need if you're driving around? Say you got to go to Groton for a baseball game, and you're looking for different routes to get there.
Downtown Ayer. I went through there.
Oh,
You need GPS, but why pull it up on your dashboard of your car? Why pull it up on your phone? Why not get a Garmin GPS
Okay.
device with a charger?
You have done this before. There have been Garmin's before during Live Free or Buy. Okay, you have something that's obsolete. It could be thrown easily into a trash bag, into a trash bin. You could throw it out the window of your car. It's a treadmill. I get it out of my house. Like, just take it, because you can't leave it on the curb. So, no one will pick it up. You'd have to take it to the dump. So just take it away. I understand that. This is what pisses me off. Is because it's the same thing my ex-wife did with the used bat bags.
Yeah.
Is that you take the time to put it up, then people come over and peruse the used bat bags, which a bat bag, like a crappy old T-ball back bag, is, I don't know how that's cost prohibitive. I could see donating it to a charity. Have you ever been to like Cradles and Crayons?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so if you've sorted that, like, they won't take stuff that's pretty much used. Like, if it's used, it has to be in like immaculate condition. So you're selling things that no one wants. Obviously, this person is asking someone to buy it. They're insane. It's never gonna. They just wasted their time asking someone to buy this. No one's ever gonna want a Garmin. I had one, but I had one 15 years ago. They're obsolete. The definition of obsolete. Because if you had a flip phone, that's the only way you would need the directions. A flip phone. Then why would you want a GPS device? They're never, ever, ever going to sell this. And it makes me mad.
So it has to be free then. He's just trying to give it away.
No, they're
right?
selling
no,
it.
they're absolutely selling this.
Damn it.
Fred is absolutely right about all of this, which is
much?
why you brought it up.
How much they want for that Garmin? It's been marked down. I'll tell you right now. It's half off.
Yeah, they can mark it down forever. No one's even going to pick it up for free. It's an obsolete piece, and it's not even nostalgic. No one's like, you know how like people collect tapes and stuff? Like Eminem, I guess, has got like 100,000 tapes. Like they collect tapes because that's a nostalgia. No one's nostalgic for the Garmin.
Look, it's got its own charger.
And that's what will boost the price to 15.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, they put it up there. It's been marked down.
Marked down from 40 to...
to 40 to 25.
I'll say 15.
Oh, right in the middle. You guys both missed it. $20 for that Garmin.
So they
right
thought it was cost prohibitive. That's what they thought.
now. Yeah.
Just ridiculous. Just throw it away. Oh, the people.
Now, there's some things, like you said, Fred, it's a treadmill. You can understand, not only the inability to just stick it out on the curb or the fact that it is of value to somebody. The same could be said for this purple bikini. Now,
Okay. Lightly soiled.
purple bikini.
She wore an itsy bitsy teeny weeny purple and brown bikini
Bottoms are
that I bought and smelled.
bottoms are medium. Top is small.
Oh, hello, Hardy.
Worn once, clean.
Oh. Clean. Oh.
Now, once again,
Garbage.
a bikini could be crumpled up into something that would fit inside a sandwich bag and then thrown away.
Yeah.
If you didn't want this bikini
Do I get
anymore.
to meet the owner?
You're not even allowed to try them on in the store unless you're wearing undergarments. Here's one that has been worn, admittedly, and is now either being given away or for sale.
Will you watch me put it on? Can I parade around you while you make fun of the size of me? Hello? Can you insult me while I prance around and preen around the room?
Well, you're not responding to my messages.
Excuse me. Could you wear it 3 times, perhaps, to a lumber yard on a hot day? Could you wear it in a steam room? The bikini worn once. They're selling it. I mean,
Yeah, the fact that they said clean.
That is correct.
It's clean, so it's worth something.
Yes, $15 for that purple bikini. Okay. Something Jordan Hudson should be aware of. Maybe this is Jordan's listing. Philosophy books. Many titles from Plato to philosophy of art, history of philosophy, ethics, logic, texts and readings from a philosophy professor who taught at Northwestern for many years.
Well, I would imagine that you're picking it up from a huge mansion, since this guy has devoted his life to philosophy.
Obviously, and I never really respected the philosophy majors because they were just going for the cash grab. It's like, why are you even in school, man? You're just trying to make $1 billion the second you graduate.
Well, it seemed like there was a 6 months run of guys making money on the internet with stoicism. Like that became like a big thing. Like there's one guy who's made like a massive business out of his knowledge of the Stoics, which I always thought was funny. Like, wow, you've monetized your philosophy degree.
You know what?
Congratulations. That's like inventing cold fusion.
Ha ha ha. This listing is in Washburn.
Okay.
Well, it's a hell of a lot nicer neighborhood in Newton than you live in on the wrong side of the tracks.
Well, first of all, I'm not on the wrong side of the tracks. You are right.
Absolutely wrong side.
No, the wrong side of the tracks is Newtonville. And it's literally past 90. Not hard. Yes, Washburn is nicer than where I live.
90.
I'm divorced. I have a shared wall.
Pike.
I know.
It's the rule.
That's right.
Okay. Adam can tell you he has shared everything. Adam, are you offended that these books are not put in a library in someone's yard?
I was just making me think about how I still have all of my philosophy books from my philosophy minor at Northeastern University, and how
Fat
I
load
should
of good, that's
probably
done you.
dig one of those out.
Well, I mean, he played trombone and studied philosophy. No wonder he's so successful.
I don't think they allow little libraries in Washburn.
No.
Of course they do. They're all over the place. I saw a lady going through a little library the other day. Maybe yesterday. No, it couldn't have been yesterday because I wasn't home. I was driving.
Yes.
It was I was walking the dog on Sunday, and I saw a lady really perusing one of those libraries. If you don't know what they are, if you live in a town with normal people instead of where I live, there are these like birdhouses essentially with a door where people put books. And the idea is that you were exchanging knowledge with people.
Have those in Natick.
We had one in front of the house for years.
Yeah.
Yeah. Was that to trap people, or was that to somehow catch their hand and then?
Well, no. Remember, you can also leave books. You don't have to take books. So we would get some books out of it as well.
Yeah. Hopefully, they were covered in hepatitis.
No, but someone
anyone
left
has
a hepatitis bathtub in there once. So
that would be nice.
That up
That would be good to leave for the kids.
Right.
If anyone has any anthrax, look for Adam's house and put that into his mobile library. Okay, a big stack of philosophy books. The guy was a philosophy professor. He needs money. He's asking for money.
Yes. Oh.
Absolutely free. Yours for the taking.
Knowledge is free.
How about pineapple coconut juice bags? Now, these are big bags, as you can see, Fred, of
Wait a second.
pineapple coconut juice.
Yeah. Wait a second.
They almost look like they've been shoved
Hang on.
in IV bags.
All right, Rocky Suarez in the tropics. Follow me.
It's awesome.
Follow me. Mamacita had some big juice bags on the island, right?
Yeah.
Because I'm
A bit
thinking,
more.
Right. So you could you could have your drink served in a coconut cup or 2 watermelon cups full of milk.
Okay.
Yeah.
Juice bags, right?
Okay.
Yeah. Rocky Suarez was on a health kick. She was she was detoxifying her system and
Getting rid of all the scotch.
right, and so her juice bags were a flowing.
Does something happen while she's on the island?
Yeah, some guy loses something like a limb, and then she's thrown into it. There's a few sex scenes. I don't know. Fill in the blanks. Sometimes you just work from a language, playing with language, Hardy.
Juice bags.
Yeah, so you say juice bags because I've used fun bags. I've used sweater puppies. I've used casabas, right? So, plus I've used the Super Bowl. I've used a bunch of areas for Rocky to do her thing. Maybe, you know what? Maybe her ex-lover her lover was castrated, so she had to move to the tropics to clear her head.
Oh,
right? Howley in space. I don't know.
it took a weird turn there.
I don't know.
Yeah, Tropical Island juice bags, but also space. Make sure you get a couple of space shots in there.
Well,
0 G, everything's floating around.
Yeah, well, no, 2 G's. Cups. Right? Rocky Suarez has some weird condition where cans just get bigger and bigger and bigger, but also higher. Whatever, it's my brain. I can make anything happen. It's fun.
Pineapple coconut juice bags, free or for sale?
I'll say for sale.
Okay, well, this is odd because they are literally in bags that they're not from any kind of supplier.
No, and they're written with a thick Sharpie marker, pineapple coconut.
Yeah, this
like a pina colada.
Yeah.
Pina.
This seems to be some a very advanced way of killing off the dumb because anyone that would buy this, it's so bizarre. I'm guessing they're selling it.
Why don't you just go pick up some free pineapple coconut juice bags?
Huh.
And good luck to you.
Yeah.
Okay.
You put your hands on the coconut and feel them all up. That's if you make a movie out of it.
Right.
Oh, it's a shame.
Doctor. Oh, doctor.
It's a shame that Nielsen died because I really had a project for him. Weird Al, this son-bitch.
Now, everybody could use another TV in the home. How about a Magnavox Sharp CRT? That is the old school box television. Now, this is a big one. This is a 19-inch box CRT television. Excellent condition, no remote, and you can pick it up in Newton.
Well, no remote. That means that, well, of
useless,
course.
basically.
Well, no, it means that they were made before remotes where you had to switch the dial.
19-inch, it probably weighs 120 pounds.
Yeah,
that's a soft estimate.
And you can't hook cable up into it, of course, because it was pre-cable.
Yes.
Again, is it something someone's trying to get picked up so they don't have to take it to the dump?
It says pick up in Newton.
Well, it's good to know that Newton's so involved in this.
Yeah.
I'm guessing it's free.
Yeah, I would agree.
Not only are you wrong, start guessing at the asking price.
Oh, now it's got to be much higher than we thought. I'm going to say $70.
Fred?
$100?
$200 for the Magnavox Sharp CRT 19-inch television with no remote.
Start putting plants on that thing. It's not going anywhere.
Well, there's going to be a very disappointed shut-in because that TV will not get sold, in my opinion. Ted, go ahead.
Hello, this is Ted. I think I got the solo.
All right. Gary Washburn will be joining us. Do we know what he's talking about?
He's got the solo?
I don't know. He's listening to another show.
Okay.
Maybe there's a
Tell
solo in
Bronson-
this song somewhere.
Tell Bronson that his if he's having trouble getting phone calls, that there's someone just called in for the Name the Solo contest. I thought he was going to piggyback on the Gary Tanguay thing, but he did not. All right, Gary Washburn will join us. He can talk about Jaylen Brown and Stephen A. Smith and the plans for the offseason, everything coming right up. She wore an itsy-bitsy teeny-weeny purple and...
Ticket not punched.
Hardy.
No, the ticket's not punched.
Fred.
You got a bunch of stuff wrong when you talk. So much for this country.
Dutcher and Hardy.
I guess this country's a bunch of buffoons that don't know the rules.
You idiot. The Sports Hub.
Gary Washburn, who we love, is the national NBA writer for the Boston Globe. Gary Washburn, hello, sir.
Hey, guys, how's it going?
Good. We appreciate you joining us. Thank you so much. What do you make of I think we've talked to you before about what Jaylen Brown, but now Jaylen Brown is into it with Stephen A. Smith. What are you getting out of that whole thing with the Stephen A. Smith? Anything, or is it just performative?
Wow. I think Jalen's venting, and he's listening to everything that's being said about him, and he's definitely has some issues with Stephen A. And at this point, I just think it needs to be squashed. And I'm not talking about they need to make peace and be friends, but I don't know what good Jalen's getting out of this. I don't know how this benefits him at all. It's just time to go back to the lab. It's been, almost 3 weeks since they were eliminated, two and a half or whatever. Go back to the lab, start training for 26, 27, figure out what you're going to do, how you're going to be better. The live streaming, maybe it served a purpose, and he has the right to say everything he wants to say, and that's cool, I guess. But I don't know how this is making him any more fans. I don't know how this is increasing his popularity. I don't know how this is helping his reputation. It's just probably time to focus on improvement and just moving forward from this kind of media war that he's at right now.
Yeah, and look, to be honest, I don't watch his live streams. I've made this point on the air a bunch of times. It's possible they're 4 hours long, and he's, saying these incredibly poignant things about the world, and I wouldn't know because I only see the clips that get pulled when he says something controversial about basketball. You mentioned that he's listening to everything everyone's saying. You know him a little bit. I'm not saying you've even talked to him in the offseason, but when people are listening to stuff like that, do you think he feels an uncertainty, like that something may be happening? Did he like that? It just seems like an odd time to be that focused on what people are saying since he had such a positive year.
Yeah, I think he feels miscast. I think he's kind of understands what his perception, his reputation is. I think obviously he had a problem with what Stephen A. said about Tatum not being on his live stream, which I thought was kind of a reach.
Oh, it's a huge reach. I mean, but he's got to fill
all that.
Stephen A. Smith's on 12 hours a day, 7 days a week. He's got to fill time. But yeah, it's a huge reach. Go ahead.
I mean, and issues with Stephen A. Since Stephen A. pointed out and kind of said, see, that's why people have told me this is why you don't get marketing deals, and pushing all these buttons that obviously triggers Jalen. And the honest to goodness, you have a 58-year-old man against a 29-year-old man. I mean, here in the situation, and it's time for both to just take a step back. I mean, Jalen, I don't think he's helping himself. I think he needs someone to kind of intervene and go, hey, man, this is enough. Now, if you're going to talk about, like you did on the live stream, your thoughts on the new Drake album, your thoughts on, okay, that's cool. But just it's
no good. New Drake album's very bad.
Yeah,
have you heard it?
Everybody's saying, I haven't heard one song.
Oh, my daughter played it for me. She's no fan.
Yeah.
She was very disappointed. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Well, if that's what you want to do every now and then, but now it's still the fan base is still disappointed. I mean, the team that dominated you in the final 2.5 games of that series literally just gave up against the Knicks. They looked terrible. They got swept. I mean, there was perceptions that Knicks series with the Sixers was going to be an even series. It was going to go 7 games. The Sixers could be the best team in the East, and they just completely fell apart. Like, they were so satisfied by beating you that they just kind of gave up. They knew they couldn't beat the Knicks, and they basically mailed it in. So that should make the Celtics feel even worse about losing that series. So I think that at this point, it's just time to go into the cubby hole and work on your game. It was an embarrassing end to the season, and I don't think this is helping Jalen. And I'm not sure how long this is going to last. I know this is about fighting for his reputation and fighting for things that he feels is right. But at this point, I don't think anybody cares. You lost in the first round. You were embarrassed. You lost to a team you should have beaten in 5 games, et cetera, et cetera. I mean, I don't think anybody in Boston feels good, the least bit better after 2.5 weeks into the season than they do. Just, go hide somewhere and get ready for next season.
I tend to agree with you, Gary. It's just that it seems like he's got something to say, and he's just kind of circling around it. And whether it's, picking a fight with Stephen A. or he's got something else to get off his chest. And I wonder what that thing is, whether, as you said, he is just fighting for his reputation or he's trying to, cement himself as something other than what he thinks he's being perceived as. I wonder if he's just going to, blurt it out at some point. This is why I can't stop talking, because he feels like this needs to be said. I just don't know what that thing is.
I don't know what it is either. I mean, it doesn't seem. I mean, it's not. I'm unhappy in Boston. He turned on the last one and said he wants to be here for 10 more years if he could. I don't know exactly what his biggest issue. He went off on the officiating. He's, I don't know if he's upset about the MVP vote that he finished 6th. I don't know what's motivating him to do another one. Like, I thought the last one, the day after the season, was bad enough. And I'm not saying this one, he said a bunch of terrible things about Boston or about a future, but the whole thing is now it's like, hey, now I'm going after Stephen A. But it's time to just kind of move forward. If you're going to talk about music, culture, all that stuff, okay, cool. But at this point, no one wants to hear what these guys have to say, because you haven't heard from anybody else pretty much, because everybody else is trying to figure out what the hell happened in that Philadelphia series and how they're going to get better.
That's a good point. I'm wondering, how is this playing with his teammates? Have you talked to any of them?
I've not talked to any of his teammates. I mean, but I presume they're just kind of like trying to figure this thing out. And I know that there's people that have issues with what he's saying in terms of just like what Perk said about people in the former Celtics. And I mean, there aren't people who are pleased with this. And I'm not saying it's going to, and you can't really call him and say, hey, Jalen, shut the hell up. But I don't know what purpose this is doing for him. This media award, I'm mad at how I've covered. I don't think he's covered very harshly. I think he listens to a lot of people out of the blue who have these wild opinions. And, I mean, there's a lot of things he listens to. And as you know, in today's world, everybody has an opinion now. Everybody thinks they're an insider. Everybody thinks that they're an expert. Everybody is going to, tell you why Jalen is not good for the Celtics. Like, you can't listen to all that, because there's people who feel the same way about Tatum and White, and it's the same thing with every sport. Like, everybody has, like, negativity kind of lives in the byproduct, the fabric of the sports fan nowadays. Very few people say anything positive. I mean, most of the comments I get on my stories or emails are negative. Even if you go somewhere and you have a positive experience at a restaurant, very few times are you going to leave a positive review. It's only when they short you money, the waiter or waitress is rude, that you really are going to say something to the manager. You're not going to go up to the manager and go, this server was really great. I mean, they should deserve a raise. You're going to say that on the way out, but you're not going to say that to the manager. And that's the way it is. Like, people are going to say mostly negative things because that's what's in their heart. And Jalen seems to internalize all that. And it's to the point where you got to just shield all that, and it's time to just move forward.
So they're going to trade for Giannis?
I don't think they'll trade for Giannis. I think they explored it at All-Star break. It all depends on what Milwaukee's looking for, and I don't think they're just looking for a straight Jalen swap. They want a generational deal. They want a foundational deal. They want a deal like the Thunder got for Paul George.
Oh, Jesus.
Remember, I mean, and if you go back in history, 50 years ago, they traded Kareem for basically a bunch of solid guys with nothing that was generational. And they heard about that, and they didn't win a title for 50-plus years after that. Like, they traded one of the greatest 3, 4, however you rank Kareem, greatest players of all time, and you didn't get an all-star in return. So the general manager is looking at this with Giannis and saying, I cannot bomb this trade. I can't. I don't even want to get equal value. I want to score big. You know, you want to get what Danny got for Pierce and Garnett. Like, you want to get a deal back that helps regenerate your franchise, because this is Milwaukee, and no one is going there in free agency. No one is going to take their money. You've got to score in the draft, or you've got to get drafted, or you got to get an all-star in return. But you've got to score big in this trade. I don't know if Milwaukee's like, okay, we'll just take Brown and maybe a first. Like, I think it's going to be a haul that they want to get.
Okay, so when you look at a team that did very well with picks, it's San Antonio. You know, you like I said, you cover the whole NBA. First of all, what did you make of that double overtime game last night? And do you think that series goes 7? And then just follow that up with Cleveland's chances against New York?
I think if it goes shorter, then San Antonio wins the series. I think Oklahoma City, San Antonio got something. They have a recipe to beat Oklahoma City. They limited Gilgeous-Alexander, but you got to kill the Thunder. And literally the Thunder kept coming back, like literally like Freddie or Jason or something. They just kept coming back, and finally the Spurs held them down. And I just think they have the advantage in the series, the Spurs. And there's nothing you can do with that 7-4 guy. I mean, my goodness, there's just nothing you can do. So I think they have the advantage in the series. I think that all the pressure in New York is on the Knicks to win this series. If they lose this series to a Cleveland team that is flawed, like, let's be honest, like, they're a solid team. They've got some good pieces. Donovan Mitchell is a great scorer, and they got the 2 bigs. And when Harden is right, you know, he can help. But the Knicks should win this series in 4 or 5 games, if you really think about it. So the pressure is all on the Knicks, because I think the Cavs have pretty much met their expectations. They wanted to go to the conference finals. They wanted to go farther than they had in previous years. They have. So I think the pressure's all on the Knicks. We'll see what they do with the pressure of having to win, knowing that they have to win this series. Like, the finals, people talk about the Celtics road 2 years ago. You're talking about a Hawks team that gave up in the middle of that series, a Philadelphia team that was a mess, and then 4-seeded Cleveland. Like, you didn't get the number 1 or number 2 seed. So if the Celtics get heat about their road in 24 to the finals, so should the Knicks.
Yeah, it's there is going to be a lot of pressure, and it would be funny if that went to a Game 7 in New York, how tight that crowd would be. I mean, that's like that'd be. I mean,
Dolan hovering, waiting to clean house. Yeah.
Well, I mean, just that it's like the Garden during Bruins games. Like it gets too tight. It gets too tight in there. All right, Gary Washburn, thanks for everything. Read him in the Globe. He's covering the NBA. Thanks so much, my friend.
Thanks, guys.
All right, appreciate it. There you go. Our friend Gary Washburn. We'll be back in just a moment. Here are the headlines.
My buddy and me. With friends like these.
To climb up a tree.
Yeah, you know.
We're the best friends that can be. My buddy and me.
Now, more of your best morning buddies. Toucher and Hardy on the Sports Hub.
Yeah, Rocky. Coming up at 8 o'clock, we're going to play some clips of Bill Belichick on the Part of My Take podcast. They don't ask about Jordan Hudson, which is odd. If you have a long-form interview with Bill Belichick and you don't ask him about what he's famous for now, it is a little odd.
Not talking about this.
It also including, you know, it's not... Like, if he was on NFL Films, right, and they were like, you know, break down, you know, the Super Bowls or something, or if he's an analyst on a, you know, some kind of set, if someone's foolish enough to give him a television job, and, you know, they've tried that. You'll recall that when the hot mic was picking up Jordan insulting the entire crew of his show, that was a freewheeling deal he was going to be doing with Matt Patricia, a show that never got off the ground.
But honestly, frankly, really isn't that good.
And so we couldn't figure out why Bill Belichick was going on these shows, because he also did Sean Hannity. He did Part of My Take in Sean Hannity, and Sean Hannity's so boring there's no reason to even play anything from it. But Part of My Take is supposed to be like fun. I hear them get it's a very famous podcast. They've made the biggest sports podcast probably of all time, and they're funny. I don't know why. I haven't heard a ton of Part of My Take. I don't know if I've ever heard Part of My Take, but I know that they get great guests and that they're extremely successful. I don't know why you would have Bill Belichick on and do a long-form interview, given that he knows what you are walking in. And then I have to assume they agreed not to talk about Jordan. Then why would you have him on? I don't know. It's just to talk about his knowledge of football. Well, that's what The Art of Winning is for, the very successful Art of Winning book. We were trying to figure out what he was trying to plug on these various shows. And it is funny because it is obvious that Jordan is running his publicity, because he does Part of My Take, which is on Barstool, and then he turns around and does Sean Hannity. And, because you want that, I guess, maybe he's maybe he feels the time is hot. A year from the last time his book was released, maybe he feels this is the time.
Well, are they pushing the paperback now?
There's no way that went to paperback.
The re-release, the edited version.
I bet you they're not making it anymore. I would. Yeah. I mean, there's no way there's a second edition.
Yeah, go to your local BJ's. It'll be in that bin there.
Because why would they do a reprinting of a book they probably way overprinted? I mean, that was at the airport, and it couldn't crack any bestsellers list. And if it did crack a bestsellers list, we might have thought might have seen it did. It was like a very esoteric. It wasn't nonfiction, right? It was like an esoteric kind of like coaches' books about winning kind of, and that wasn't New York Times. That might have been Amazon. But that book was a huge flop. The only thing that they got out of that was Jordan interrupting that interview. Sunday Good Morning America, or the Sunday Today Show, or whatever it is, the easiest show in the world to do. They did a piece on Mike Gorman and Harry, I forget his last name, but the guy who's been there is good friends with, he retired, but he was on it at the time, and he's good friends with Mike Gorman. So they interviewed me about Mike Gorman and Harry Smith, and they were like, just every question was about how wonderful he was. I mean, it's not designed to be hard hitting. It's designed to be fluff, and he managed to she managed to screw that up. I'm a little not a little. I'm a lot disappointed that they didn't ask him about Jordan.
Not even in passing.
And if I'm Portnoy, even though what can Portnoy tell them? He's their, bellwether. Like, I mean, they're his bellwether. But if I was Portnoy, I would just say I wasn't Portnoy. So just say that they were a show that was under my umbrella. I wouldn't, yell at them. They're stars. But I'd just be curious, like, why didn't you talk about that? And if they were like, well, Jordan asked us not to talk about it, or we were asked not to talk about his relationship, I would say, okay, then why didn't you talk about it? And if they said, well, we had agreed to it, I would say, then why did you agree to it? Like, if you can agree to anything, just go ahead and do it anyway. I mean, there's no way, Hardy, that you haven't agreed not to talk about something in an interview and then talked about it. There's no way that's ever happened. That hasn't happened.
Yes.
But then I would just be like, well, if you felt uncomfortable doing that, why would you agree to that? I kind of say, what's really the point of having him on? I mean, he's a washed-up coach. It would be more fun. Like, why don't you have on, even Wayne Fonts?
Even, by the book, Mr. Tony Baloney, the rule keeper, Adam 12, once famously was interviewing Jack White. And he was told ahead of time, don't you dare mention his relationship with Renee Zellweger.
Correct.
Like, you are not allowed to mention that at all. They had broken up, and it was, tabloid fodder. It's just about the music, just about the new Rack on Tours album, or the White Stripes album, whatever it was. And 12 did the interview, and at the end, who did Renee Zellweger end up getting with?
Kenny Chesney, I think.
Yeah, so 12 says at the end of the interview, he goes, by the way, Jack, I just wanted to say you should send Kenny Chesney a bouquet and a Christmas wreath every year for jumping on that grenade for you. And he laughed.
He did.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yep.
And I think he would have talked about it a little bit, but you waited until the end, and it was like, good for you, 12.
So even Adam.
Adam knows you still asked.
The lowest rung of broadcasting with so much to lose. Well, I told you this story. I could just add to the discussion. I'm not trying to trump anything. Yours is better. But I had Jacob Dylan during Music Midtown.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I love this one.
And his dad, Bob Dylan, was playing that same day at the same festival. And so the record company guy goes, don't ask him about his dad. And I'm like, okay.
Jackass.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, I won't ask him about his dad. So the first thing I did is I go, hey, they told me not to ask about your dad. What's going on? You know he's playing here tonight. Are you guys not talking or something? And the record company guy, we were in a trailer, like in back of the stage. The record company guy, because he was so tough, put his fist through the door, the wall.
Oh, the panel of
the thing. And so I'm like, you're gonna have to pay for that, jackass. and Jacob Dylan was a dick about it, but it was like, I mean, he answered it, but it was like. Like if you go, I don't want to. You know what? If he would have come, there was no way I wasn't talking about it. They were at the same festival on the same day. There was no way I was not discussing that with him. But say I just had him on a Tuesday and he was in studio, and he said to me, Jacob Dylan said, "Dude, could you do me a favor? I'm really trying to make it on my own. I know my dad's super famous, but, you know, you guys don't play him, and it would mean a lot to me if you didn't talk about my dad." I'm almost positive, well, certainly now I wouldn't do it, but at the time, I'm probably 60% sure I wouldn't have done it. So just this strategy of sending out some dickhead that I don't have any respect for. Oh, no, the Wallflowers guy, like, don't talk about his dad playing the same festival on the same day. Get out of here. Now, different times, obviously. The Wallflowers were no Bob Dylan. Maybe that's what he was offended by. All right, we'll be back in just a moment.